till today, American Constitution is held sacrosanct.
In fact, that is one issue that some Nigerians, especially, well, let's say privileged Nigerians, are saying that we don't have deep thinkers anymore around here.
Yeah, so, the society.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to ask, how can art, for instance, or the kind of things that you're doing begin to help us to regenerate or to reconnect to this notion of making sure that our children can begin to think deeply before they begin to do anything at all? How can we get that done?
Yes, that's where I was going with with your former question. Because there are no artists like Fela anymore for me to illustrate. You know, I've done some few. I'll give credit to Mandators. I did the 4 albums by Mandator before
they
he
left.
I did all the 4 covers, and they're like Fela, because you remember the
issues.
lyrics are very. I did Oris Wuliki. I was happy because I've done covers for international artists. A lot
like
of
Bob
them.
Marley,
I did Bob Marley, Lucky Dube, Miriam Makeba, Yvonne Chaka Chaka, name them. You understand? But from the recent trend in the last 10 years, 15 years,
they feel good music.
And it's a lot of rubbish because we are deceiving ourselves. This society is not moving forward structurally. You can't compare it to America or the UK,
England,
even though Nigerians are millions all over the world. If you go to all this Senate, National Assembly, they bring out their certificate. They've been to the best
America,
Ivy Leagues. But the moment they come back, I don't know what's the problem with the Nigerian psyche. You understand? So, for me, I said, okay, what can I do? Now, I'm into full art. I've even stopped my printing business. I do art now. So I had an exhibition recently. And it's significant. It's my process of the Pan-African thing. May 25 this year was 50th anniversary of Organization of African Unity, which is now African Union. Nobody knew. They don't teach us our correct history in our schools. Nobody knew. So when I wanted to have my exhibition,
50th anniversary.
Yes, May 25. When I wanted to have my exhibition, the lady Ugoma Adeko, my curator, came and said, Lemi, I got a date, May 24. And the thing just rang a bell in my head. I just said, Ugoma, please, go to the gallery, change the date to May 25. She said, why? I said, May 25 is Africa Day. We are supposed to be having national holiday. If we are wise in Africa, we will do Valentine's Day, do Allah Akubaru, all of them. You understand?
Yes.
So I told her, and she said, okay. And she made it happen. And I respect that lady for
that.
Taking that. Because the typical Nigerian will say, what is that one? So we got May 25. I did the exhibition. If I knew, I would have brought the brochure. And what I did, iconicity. So I did portraits of icons of African descent for black people to know, to be proud that great people we come from your race. So I have Mandela, I have Fela, I have Bob Marley, I have Malcolm X, you know, and co. But I had somebody who is not African directly, Che Guevara.
Okay, we'll come to Che. We'll come to Che and the movement in the 60s. We see Lemi Ghariokwu here. You can see that he's just deep and he has so much to say. So we'll just take a break, take some breather, and then we'll be back. Stay with us. It's still Close Flow on NTA2 Lagos Network Center.
Lagos Network Center, your reach out station.
First of all,
yes, you know the deal. My name is Sheila, Funny Boy, J1, Us Baby,
Bado,
Fine Boy. Call me the able comedian, stand-up comedian.
Yes, comedian.
Sometimes I could pass for a doctor,
just to make people laugh.
I'm an entertainment producer,
performance artist,
the publisher of Yes International Magazine,
content developer.
Let us kick out, push one,
blow you, say no, shoot them.
No your hands alone, we go join. Let's join legs together and kick cancer out.
You know, it's a Chinese thing right now. We're going Shaolin.
Remember, attack cancer together. Not be our own at all. If I lie, ask them.
Yes, say so.
To help kick cancer out of Nigeria, text For more info, visit www.cecp.
Still on Too Close Flow here on NTA2 Lagos Network Center. We have Lemi Ghariokwu here in the studio. Just before we went for that break, it was talking about May 25, Africa's Day, and many of us right here in this country didn't actually. So okay, now, how can we actually put this on the street? Because I think that somewhat art, visual art especially, is no longer popular. I mean, people are doing other things, and totally. So how can we get it?
I'm working towards that because I have ideas. I'm seeking people, partners who will work with me to approach, the multinationals, corporations.
Corporate Nigeria, yes.
They have funds, and if they're talking about social responsibility, they need to support the arts. The visual arts. Yes. They've supported the art, the singing art very well, the talent, the dancing, and all that. But the visual art is also very.
By doing my own version of the album cover. So I did a drawing of Fela dancing on mud, not fighting but dancing on mud. Then I put in the graphics. I wrote Fela's name and the title Rough Fight. It was just for practice for me. So I had it in my portfolio. Now there was this journalist called Tunde Idiagbon. He was working for Sunday Punch in Lagos then. There's a newspaper in Lagos called The Punch. It used to be weekly in 1973-74 when it just started. So The journalist had traveled to United States of America previously, so he just came back. He was a regular customer in that drink place. He loved to drink. So when he got there, he saw the poster, you know, and he was really interested in finding out who did the poster because he liked the work. So they brought him to me, and when he saw me, he said he wanted to see my other drawings. So I brought out the drawings that I had in my portfolio. As he was looking through, he saw the Fela cover that I did. So he said, can you do album covers? You know? And I said, yeah. You know, I wasn't even too sure of myself. Although I had done 2 covers before. I did one for my uncle and one for my friend. My uncle's was not published. So I answered, you know, reluctantly, and he said, okay, that 2 days before that day, he and Fela, they were discussing, you know, about like covers to show what Fela was trying to do because his music was getting social conscious and political and so on. You know, I didn't believe him. I thought he was drunk because he was coming from the drink place. So I was wondering, does this guy know Fela, you know? Because Fela was huge. So he said he would bring a picture for me. The next day, he brought a Fela picture and said I should do a portrait of Fela as test. So I did that. And the 3rd day, it was ready. He came, he saw it. He said, let's go. I'm not drinking now. Let's go and see Fela. You know, I was feeling like, is he serious? So he hailed a taxi. And I told my mom, I said, he wants to take me to Fela. My mom said, be careful. I said, okay. And he took me. And when Fela saw the portrait, he said 2 words. That was the first time I heard those 2 words, and I'll never forget till I die. He said, wow, god damn. He really loved. So he wrote out a check for 120 naira. And those days I used to earn 30 naira for my portraits. He didn't know how much I earned, but he just wrote out a check for 120 naira. That's 4 times what I earn for portraits. So I said, no, Fela, I don't want money. I give you from the bottom of my heart. He said, So he tore out a sheet of paper and wrote out a gate pass. He said, please admit bearer any show free of charge.